Lintik lang ang walang ganti. Magandang umaga mga kaibigan. Kung ako pa si Casillas, Eric Jeffrey Celes, iyon ang motto ngayon. Tambaloslos, reresbakan kita pagkatapos mo akong ikinulong ng 7 araw na walang basihan. Lintik lang ang walang ganti. Ito po, may share ako sa inyo na interview ni Eric sa Radyo DXN o DNX. Pinag-usapan nila yung posibleng mangyari. Nako, yun na. Kakasuhan o posibleng kakasuhan, pinag-aaralan pa ni Eric yung kaso na isasampa kay Tambaloslos in violation sa anti-terrorism law. Kasi napaka-stricto po ang anti-terror law. Yung makipag-kutsaba ka sa mga terrorist. Nako, pwede yan. Sana may mga magagaling na lawyers, I believe. Yeah, mga lawyers ng SMNI. Attorney Roque, Attorney Panilo, Attorney Suplico, Attorney Tolentino. Naniniwala ko darating panahon, rest back time for Tamba. Dahil ito na, grabing alyansa ni Tambaloslos at itong Makabayan Black. At tinitira palagi si BP Sara, PRRD, SMNI, ito na, Eric, So, mabuhay po kayo, Eric, Doc Badoy. Tuloy nyo ang laban kasamang bayan. Kayo ang bagong bayani. Okay, pakinggan natin ang interview ni Eric sa Radyo DNX.
Medyo interesting sa gina-point out mo, collusion. Even sa existing laws like ang anti-terror law, may possibility nga si Speaker Romualdez can be charged for violations ng anti-terror law. Kung pwede, ang pamangkot sino ma-file ng kaso?
If there will be clear and present danger of collusion and conspiracy, pwede ako mag-file ng kaso. I don't know with Dr. Badoy. But ang problema galing naton, ang mga government agencies na hadlock kay Speaker Martin Romualdez subong bangod kaaging budget nila gra. Kag ginapabayaan niya lang nga nagadaw mini dictator na si Martin Romualdez. That's another question kung pwede mo i-file o hindi. Kasi baka madlock dira ang mga nasa gobyerno nga kung kag natiguhon ni Martin Romualdez ang ilang mga budget kag tigbason sila. Kag ipatawag sa Kongreso kag ipakawian kag gulat-gulaton kapin pa wala man kami nakita nga daw ginadipinsahan sang presidente ang mga katarungan sang pumunuyo.
Wait.
Pinapabayaan niya man lang nga abusohon ini ni Martin Romualdez kag sang iya gang. So I think amo na kabudlay mag-file sang kaso subong and I think the more interesting point right now is it still Bongbong Marcos Jr. running the country and the government?
Which brings me to that question. Ano nga kontra nga si Martin Romualdez na? What does he have sa presidente? I mean,
I think siguro number one kasi siya ang pinakadako nga contributor and benefactor sa electoral finance operations ng presidente sa nagapangampanya. That can only be assumed. But that is a logical assumption. Anong hold niya sa liog ni BBM? That's number one. Number two, is he designated as the de facto runner and overlord of the government? Amo na pamangkot sang pumuluyo nga way ginaklip ang poder ni Martin Romualdez para gamiton ang Kongreso sa pagpangharas sa iya mga political enemies. Kag subong ang iya mga kaalyado nga mga CPP, NPA, NDF amo nagabenepisyo kag mga nagakontra sa communist terrorism sa pagpanunog, pangbomba, pagpatay, pag-extort, pang-recruit. Ang ginagamit ni Martin Romualdez subong pinapabayaan niya ang magbaskog ang atake kag counter-attack sa CPP, NPA, NDF because they are his political allies and attack dogs against those sa mga political enemies niya. So amuning problema subong nga agahipos ang presidente. Is Martin Romualdez the one running the government? Na ang way ginasaway ini ang abuse of power, arrogance, and very brazen and scandalous violations of constitutional rights of people invited supposedly as resource persons. Pero ginabusalan ginalabag ginalapastangan ng katarungan kag konstitusyon sa sulod sang Kongreso.
But
Kag ang mga legitimate press and legitimate media like SMNI na nagabulig sa gobyerno, amo ba ang ginalatigo subong because gina-perceive ni Martin Romualdez nga amo ning media outfit kag ang media platform nga nagahatag sa mga pahayag ang iya kontra sa politika ang Duterte political faction.
But of course people would say nga reklamo ka subong because you are more identified with the previous administration.
Well, it doesn't matter. The actual and real violation of rights, regardless of my political belief or my political affiliation or political bias, will not eliminate and diminish the main argument na ang katarungan o ang karapatan ng mga tao ay hindi pwedeng labagin ng ninuman sa estado at gobyerno, regardless. Kung yan ay kaalyado mo sa politika o hindi, more so, na dapat kung hindi mo kaalyado sa politika, you have to guarantee it as a form of democratic exercise and healthy democracy in a Republican government.
But sir, isn't this somewhat trahedya because ang whole of nation or whole of government approach was implemented through EO70. That was 5 years ago, pero even ang gobyerno hindi maka-intindi nga it has to have a common approach against communism and terrorism. What we see now are may mga opisyal pa ganin sa gobyerno who are conspiring with the enemy, which is the communist terrorists.
That is correct. And one classic example of that kind of collusion and dangerous conspiracy through tactical political alliances and accommodation is what is happening now at the House of Representatives sa pagitan ni Martin Romualdez at ng mga CPP party list operators and infiltrators, which are urban operatives infiltrating the government through Congress. That definition is very clear. So number 2, na point ko dire, the whole of nation approach in the participation to completely defeat communist terrorism as envisioned and embodied in Executive Order 70 in its mission spirit and mission direction must include the participation and support of Congress instead of becoming an apparent anathema or antithesis into the real need for building up strong whole of nation and whole of government participation. Lumalabas ngayon na si Romualdez ay nakikipagsabwatan at nakikipagbulahan sa CPP, NPA, NDF. And that is a failure of whole of government doctrine and principle embodied in the vision and mission of NTF-ELCAC or the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict. What we cannot know is parang mas mataas si Martin Romualdez at kaya niya mag-abuso ng poder na walang magagawa ang totoong hinalal na Pangulo ng Bansa na si Bongbong Marcos Jr. That is a very anomalous situation that we are observing, a pattern that is now coming out in the open. That the ones running the affairs of the government are not the ones elected as president.
Okay.
But rather, the ones being close to the president at posibleng naging benefactor at financiers niya during election. Bakit hindi niya kayang i-clip ang poder ni Martin Romualdez at sabihan siya, itigil mo muna yung pamumulitika. All of these are political operations. And these are in preparation to the political ambition of Martin Romualdez to become the next president. Obviously, whatever happens now in Congress is aligned to his political ambition. That is very dangerous. He is not the president, but he can exercise powers using the blackmail influence capacity of controlling the budget of different government agencies, including the security sector, which is very anomalous. Very anomalous situation.
Sir, ano ang indications nga ang gina-point out mga conspiracy and collusion between the group ni Speaker, or let's say power faction ni Speaker Romualdez kag sang NPA is working in their favor? Let's talk about the budget for NTF-ELCAC. Ano ang epekto sini?
Ang una, we have received data right now at we are calling on Congress to explain if this is true, that from 10 million per barangay na conflict affected sang CPP, NPA, NDF, imuon na lang at 2.5 million per barangay, toothpick budget na siya. Tama na kagamay ang 10 million ginbuhinan pa sa bicameral version. And ang masobra 6 billion na pondo na ginkuha nila sa Barangay Development Program, which is a core program of NTF-ELCAC, ginpartida as part of quote-and-unquote pork barrel ng Kongreso. What is this? So these are things that they should be transparent to the people. So tama ng point mo. Ang benepisyo ng CPP sa collusion with Speaker Martin Romualdez is mapahina ang NTF-ELCAC or eventually ma-abolish ni. Pigilan o hindi pagpasugtan nga magpadayon ang implementation ng anti-terrorism law, which is very dangerous. Kagin pangayo ina-open list ang CPP, NPA, NDF before the resumption of formal peace talks, abolition of NTF-ELCAC or suspension of NTF-ELCAC, and then revocation or non-implementation of anti-terrorism law, and then third, delisting nila sa designation sa terrorist listing, and fourth is to attack or for the government to clip or suppress those who are exposing the CPP, NPA, NDF by way of asserting na dapat magkaroon ng red tag, no red tagging policy ang government. At ito nang nangyayari ngayon sa Kongreso. Yung totoong lumalaban sa CPP, NPA, NDF ay nagiging target ngayon ng CPP, NPA, NDF by the alliance that they were able to establish with Speaker Martin Romualdez para patahimikin, i-harass, intimidate o sirain ang momentum ng pag-i-expose at paglaban sa kanila the way we are doing it at SMNI with our program Laban Kasamang Bayan.
But isn't this worrisome, sir? Kay, if you look at the history ng CPP, every 25 years or so, nag-aatubang sila sa problema. Like, atong natabo nga rectification movement nila came about 25 years after sang ila establishment. Now, 25 years later, may ara naman sang higayon nga pwede sila ma-revive. Isn't that worrying for you?
Yeah, it is very worrying. But I think people are now more aware and more cognizant. And even the security sector, the AFP, the PNP, are also increasing their level of understanding of the nature, the modus operandi, and the cycle of operational recovery operations na ginagamit ng CPP, NPA, NDF in the past experiences. So mas maalam na ngayon ang tao, ang mamamayan, at ang mga nasa security sector that they cannot just simply manipulate or maneuver their way and circumvent the situation by using their tactical limited alliance with Martin Romualdez right now as the Speaker of the House, and be able to rebound and make their way up for recovery of their organization, courtesy of the support funds, political support, and other access to power that they can have with their alliance with Martin Romualdez. I think hindi na yan papayagan ng mamamayan, Brother Julius. It will be very hard for them.
Yes, sir.
That is our consolation. Because if that will remain na magiging padrino nila si Martin Romualdez, I am not having second thoughts. It will become the fracture point and trigger fuse that will challenge the authority now of the administration of Bongbong Marcos Jr. If Martin Romualdez and the CPP, NPA, NDF will become more powerful than the real president elected by the people, then the pattern of failure of governance will now become apparent.
But